Welcome back to Fame Secrets Revealed. Something unusual started happening and fans around the world began to notice. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal, just small changes, small moments that most people might overlook. But then those small moments started to add up. Posts disappeared. Statements changed. And suddenly, one of the biggest names in K-pop was being connected to a situation that no one expected. GDragon, a global superstar, a cultural icon, someone who has influenced music, fashion, and an entire generation, is now at the center of a growing mystery. But what's really going on? And why does this story feel different from everything else we've seen before? Over the past few months, conversations began spreading online. At first, it was quiet. A few comments here and there, fans asking simple questions. Then more people started noticing changes. Some fans pointed out differences in public appearances. Others began analyzing posts and timelines. And slowly, the conversation began to grow. Reports started circulating about a possible investigation. Now it's very important to say this clearly. These are reported developments and online discussions. They are not confirmed conclusions. But even with that, the way this story spread caught attention very quickly. And once attention builds, things start to move fast. Social media played a huge role in this. Clips, reactions, and discussions started appearing everywhere. On YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms, people began breaking down every detail. Some were trying to understand what was happening. Some were reacting emotionally, and others were trying to connect the dots. The more people talked about it, the more the story grew. And the more the story grew, the more people started paying attention. That's how situations like this develop. Not always from one big moment, but from many small moments building over time. When something involves a global figure like GDragon, even the smallest change can create a huge reaction. Because people are watching closely, very closely, and in today's world, information moves faster than ever. When situations like this happen, there's always a mix of information. Some of it may be accurate, some of it may be incomplete, and some of it may simply be speculation. And sometimes it becomes very difficult to tell the difference. That's what makes stories like this feel intense, because you're not just watching a situation unfold. You're trying to understand it at the same time. And that creates uncertainty. That creates curiosity, and that keeps people coming back for more. Another important factor is timing. In today's environment, people are more aware. They pay more attention to details. They question things more, and they share information quickly. So when something starts trending, it doesn't take long before it spreads globally. That's exactly what happened here. Reports connected to possible investigations can quickly change public perception. Even if nothing is confirmed, the idea alone can shift how people think. For public figures, perception matters. Every headline matters. Every reaction matters. Every moment becomes part of the story. And once something enters public conversation, it's very hard to control how it evolves. Some people begin to believe what they hear. Others question everything. And many simply watch, waiting for clarity. This creates a situation where the story becomes bigger than the facts available at the time. And that's where things become even more complicated. Because now it's not just about what is happening, it's about how people interpret what is happening. And interpretation can vary a lot. Some people see concern, some people see confusion, and others see a mystery that hasn't been fully explained yet. There's also a shift happening in how audiences respond. People are no longer just consuming information. They're analyzing it, breaking it down, questioning it, and sometimes even investigating it themselves. That creates a completely different kind of environment. An environment where stories don't just disappear, They stay, they grow, and they evolve. And that's what makes this situation feel different. Because it's not just a moment, it's an ongoing conversation, and that conversation is still developing. So now the question becomes, what happens next? Will more information come out? Will things become clearer over time? Or will this remain one of those situations where people are left with more questions than answers? Because not every story reaches a clear conclusion right away. Some take time, and some unfold in ways that no one expects. What we do know is this: people are watching, people are talking, and people are trying to understand what's really going on, and until more clarity comes, the conversation will continue. This situation shows how powerful attention can be, how quickly things can spread, and how important it is to separate what is known from what is being discussed. Because in the end, understanding matters, and patience matters. This story is still being talked about, and the full picture may take time to understand. On Fame Secrets Revealed, we break down stories like this so you can see what's really happening without the noise. What do you think about everything that's going on? Do you think there's more to this story? Or do you think it's being misunderstood? Let me know in the comments. And stay tuned, because we'll continue to follow this and bring you updates as more information becomes available.